You can see that this means everything to them, but here we have the D1 Women's Collegiate Rugby Championship in Maryland at the Soccerplex. Clemson here in the purple on your left, who they are playing against University of Massachusetts, the competition of the South versus the North, and kickoff is now underway. UMass able to field this kickoff cleanly, and they're already off to the races, tinkering on that sideline, but she's met at the 50. Big clear outs coming though as UMass scramble to recover this breakdown. Clemson again trying to contest at the breakdown, but a lot of chaos happening early on. Clemson though able to generate a turnover, and they are now off to the races in the danger woman's hands. This is the number 15 for Clemson. Keep an eye out for her. She continues to try and round the corner, but she's met by UMass. An unfortunate knock on there. And it looks like referee will go ahead and call that back. This will be the first scrum here for the D1 Women's Championship here in Maryland. University of Massachusetts here on your right in the red and white, Clemson on the left. Both teams have had to play a lot of rugby to get here, and now they are at the very end. You see some of the tired legs coming in early, but teams are going to really have to fight through that. We've got about 13 minutes left of rugby to go.
Darian, massive game here for these two sides, both with strong performances over these last 2 days, but this is what it all comes down to.
Looks like referee is trying to sort out a little bit of a miscommunication there on the sideline. Reaching for a watch though, so time looks like it's coming back on. Substitution happening for Clemson, number 14, Sarah Cornell now in. Replacement for Manessa Molinaro. Unfortunate though, because Molinaro is one of Clemson's best players, but play continues here. Scrum is won by UMass, but there's a lot of pressure here in the midfield. They're able to work it into the hands of the number 14 UMass. She's got the gas. Looks like she might take it all the way. Clemson's coming across, but they don't have the best angle. Now it's a float race. She's coming across, but nobody's gonna catch her. The number 14 for UMass trying to find a number. UMass now able to. Yes, Aaron Bergeron, I think you're right, Abby, was the scorer for that. I have her as a number 1, but that's the number 14. What a run, Abby.
Massive start there for UMass. We saw those wheels earlier on in the semifinal. She helped them book their spot into this matchup, and she gets it early on in this final.
First try of the match goes to UMass, 5-0. Clemson down a try. We're about halfway through the first half of this D1 Women's Championship. Kick is up, it's high. Clemson's able to field it cleanly right at the 40. She offloads, and a good straightening run with a little bit of a head collision, but it means nothing to this Clemson player. She continues to speed down the sideline. They're now within the 22. Molinaro moves it to a waiting player. However, looks like they got caught a little bit flat there in the middle. Clemson now knocks it on, and UMass down within their own end are having to attack right on out of here. UMass is able to field this ball cleanly. It goes through the scrum. However, they decide to go to the weak side. She's met heavily, though, by Clemson. Good pressure defense coming in early. UMass looking to move it to the right, but ball is bobbled by Tess Downs here by UMass. Clemson now within their own 22. Molinaro picks up the ball. Abby, this is prime attacking position for Clemson.
Exactly what I was thinking. Look at the space. You have the scrum, so you're pulling in 4 players from the opposition. So huge attacking opportunity as she picks weak. She takes the edge. Clemson. Can they get in? Manessa Molinaro, we've spoken of her already today. And what an individual effort from her. Just have a look there. She knows the space is there. That right-hand side, it's not marked by UMass. She sees it. She has the pace. She gets it down. She brings this back up. 5 points all.
And the kick is no good.
Kick looks like it's no good for Clemson. So again, it seems like it's like Groundhog Day here at the Collegiate Rugby Championship. A tie ball game yet again because of this play from Molinaro. 5-5 with a kick to come from Clemson to UMass. They kick to the left and it's over the top of the UMass player's head. Tess Downs, though, decides to go straight up, but it looks like that ball went a little bit forward again. Clemson back. It almost seems like UMass is handing them prime attacking position on a silver platter.
Big error seen there from UMass. Just need to keep that ball in. Never be in front of your teammate who has the ball. So like you said, another big opportunity for Clemson. You can see their back line. They're stacked pretty narrow. So maybe a little trickery coming.
Abby, what a trickery that was. The show and go, the rugby dummy. We saw them set up a little bit narrow, but she just sliced through that defense. She's able to get a
Ava
try.
Conversion is good.
Conversion is no good, but here, Molinaro. Abby, talk us through this one. You were talking about tricks.
Ava Weston just powers through the gap. There is no one. They slide off completely. Ball in 2 hands. She deceives everyone, and she has the wheels to get it in.
UMass now having to attack out of their own end. They're back by the 22, and Clemson is just in a sea of purple waiting. They make the tackle, but they don't contest at the ruck. UMass still with the ball in hand. They move it to the right into the last attacker's hands. It looks like it's a foot race now. 2 Clemson defenders, but this is the danger woman. Number 14, Bergeron. Bergeron takes it to the house with probably the last play of this first half. UMass now extending their lead 5-10 over Clemson.
And what an answer it was from UMass. Just what they would have wanted going into halftime, getting that scoreboard back in their favor. Team effort, but Bergeron just gets to the outside of the Clemson defender, and no one is stopping her. Valiant chase scene there from Grace Mowry, but just not good enough. And Bergeron barely looks like she kicked it into 3rd gear.
And that bring us to the half. UMass leading 12-5. Stay tuned with us as we enter into the second half of this D1 Women's Championship.
Let's hear it, folks.
Welcome back, team, to the Collegiate Rugby Championship. On your left, you see UMass in the red and white. They are leading over Clemson 12-5 here for this D1 Women's Championship. My name is Darian Lovelace. I'm here with legend Abby Justitis. Abby, what do you expect to see in this second half? What are teams going to have to do to make sure that they get in for that championship?
7 minutes, it's a long time in rugby sevens, but all to play for. It's got to come from the start. The grit, the energy, who is up for it, and just that willingness to fight and leave it all out there. Whoever can do that will be the winner of this championship.
A kick started off from UMass, and they were able to pin it all the way down in Clemson's try zone. Unfortunately, the Clemson player, though, knocks it on, and it is now a UMass scrum 5 meters out. Not a position that you want to be in if you're Clemson.
And UMass had all the momentum going into the half with that big late scoring try.
Clemson, though, coming up on defense with a hard launch, and they're stopped. UMass, though, on the run. She's breaking through a couple tackles, gets an offload around the corner to Downs. Downs will touch it down for another try. UMass extending their lead over Clemson.
Yeah, big defense coming in from Clemson. Mackenzie Bottomley did well to get off the line, but then they just go back to the short side. Emma Cullen always in the mix for UMass, but Tess Downs, like you said, in the right spot, taking their lead even further.
So now
UMass now with a successful conversion will extend their lead. Again, just this beautiful heads up play. Downs, it's the wraparound, it's the two-handed offload. They're so good about being technical, and they get another 5 points on the board. Kickoff is now underway, though. UMass kicks it to Clemson, who are now looking to attack with looping play on the left-hand side. She's met right around the 40, and a little bit of indecisiveness for Molinaro with the switch back inside results in a little bit of a line break here for Clemson. We've got a foot race now. She cuts back on the inside. We've got a chase, but it looks like she will be taken down about 10 meters outside of the try zone. Ball goes backwards after an unfortunate mishandling. Molinaro rounds the corner, though, pushes the referee out of the way. Molinaro gets another try. Clemson now back in this game.
Who else but Grace Mowry kicks it off. She has Vanson in support, decides not to use her. The chase is good coming in from UMass. However, the support from Clemson was better. And of course, it's Molinaro getting in her second try of this national championship matchup.
Conversion is up.
Conversion is up, and it is good. Clemson, and now with a converted try to their name, are inching their way through this D1 Women's Championship. Clemson now will kick off to UMass. What a crowd we have here today in Maryland. Such beautiful weather compared to the conditions we had to deal with yesterday. It's the community and the support for us. Looks like there might be a little bit of substitutions going on here for University of Massachusetts. Some conversations happening.
Definitely much better sevens weather to be playing in today. The fans are there, yet for this matchup, those subs coming in will be key. They need to lift the energy, not just come in and ride it out. They need to have an impact. Those subs will be critical in who will come out victorious.
Clemson kicks it off. Ball goes over the head of a UMass player, but they've got the ball and they're cutting back on the inside. Now about within the 22, referee blows it up though, and it looks like a not releasing penalty goes in favor of Clemson. They're down about 22 meters outside of their try zone with only 2 points separating these two teams. Ball is tapped and it's played through to the right. Vanston moves it to a Clemson player. She almost gets through. An offload off of the ground. Looks like it might be off to the races. The number 5 Clemson will touch it down yet again. That is Grace Maury. Puts her paw print onto the scoreboard. Clemson now extending their lead over UMass.
And what a swing of momentum for the women in purple. Grace Maury gets the 5 points to her name, but it was a well-worked team try. Vanston being selfless, everyone getting involved, and Clemson just advancing their lead like you mentioned. Huge moment for them.
Conversion is no good, so our score will stay at 24-17. Clemson recognizes a little bit of space there on the right-hand side, and they are able to field their own kickoff cleanly. Now they're going to go ahead and look to move it through the hands. They cut back on the inside with a nice little spin move, but a counter ruck from UMass coming in hot as they take it right into the heart of Clemson. Ball now moving through UMass hands. They try and take it to the line, and a little offload finds them right back on the ground in a mess of a breakdown, but good straightening run coming. Downs moves it to the outside. A lot of running into the defense here, but a lot of pickups off of the base. They're rounding this right-hand side, attacking within this 15-meter channel. Clemson, though, doing a good job of maintaining their defense. Long looping plays. This is about the 8th phase here for UMass as they continue to try and take it into Clemson, but Molinaro causes a strip. Looks like a possible knock on, and Clemson now with the ball in hand, the last 30 seconds with the lead over UMass.
Big game here. Clock is ticking away, like you mentioned. Clemson will want to just slow things down, kill that clock a little bit as it ticks over 14 minutes, because whoever ends up on top, which Clemson are in a prime spot, will be our Women's Division I national champions.
And Clemson now off to the races. Molinaro finds a little bit of a half gap, offloads on the ground, and Clemson back on the attack. They're at the 22. They've got space to move it. Maury takes it to the line, looks for an offload, had a waiting attacker out there, but doesn't really need her. She continues to get up, finally gets it into the hands of the number 8 in Clemson. She rounds the corner. This might be the last play. Lauren Wiggins wiggling her way into the try zone for Clemson. Looks like that might be the last play.
You see Wiggins there, ball tucked. She knows she's going to run. She knows she has the wheels, the pace to get around the outside. Puts her name on the scoreboard and puts Clemson in the position to be our Women's Division I national champions.
Clemson, big paw prints on the chest. They are able to take away this win. Those are your D1 Women's Collegiate Rugby champions right there. So much excitement, so many feels. Abby, being in these situations after the end of playing in a hard-fought match, what do you think is going through these players' minds right now?
Just absolutely buzzing. The Clemson girls, they probably don't even remember what just happened in that match there. Just so excited, celebrating with one another. Disappointment for sure for UMass, but well fought. It was an incredible match from start, so well done to all, but a special congratulations to Clemson, who will lift that trophy.
Oh my God.
And Clemson are your D1 Women's Championship champions. Stay with us. John Broker, Tim Wilkes will be bringing you live coverage of the Women's Premier Challenge Final. Stay with us.